Hey everyone, today we're ranking all of the killer's wall break animations for breakable walls. We're gonna have 5 tiers for this: boring standard kick, boring but slightly different, average animations, pretty cool animations, and finally really cool animations. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off with boring standard kick animations. Trapper, Wraith, Shape, Doctor, Bubba, Pig, Clown, Legion, Ghostface, and Executioner all have really boring wall break animations. And this is largely because they basically haven't been given one yet. Currently all their wall breaks are this boring double kick, which you can barely even see and is basically the same as the pallet breaks. This is a shame because there's plenty of stuff all these characters could do. I think it's fine for Trapper to have this animation, maybe someone like Wraith and Legion too, but I don't like that this animation is on so many killers. Imagine how creative they could get with characters like the Doctor, who could charge up a ball of energy and like explode the wall or something. Executioner could have one where he stabs into the wall and then does a twist with his knife to break it, a lot like his Mori. Bubba could stick his chainsaw in and then rev it up whilst it's in the wall, tearing it apart. Shape could just like stare at it for ages and it breaks out of fear. You know, just make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, anyway, I'm putting all of these animations at the same level because they're literally the same. Next, we have the boring but slightly different animations. Hag's break, I think they could have done so much more with. At least she does use something else other than her leg. But this one is really boring still. I would love if she did some kind of hex on the wall itself, scratching out a triangle and then the wall crumbles, or she punches in the center and it breaks. I think that would be so much cooler, honestly. Spirit's wall break is also just the same as a pallet break animation. Not much to say about this, but one thing that I think is cool is that you can see the cuts actually on the wall after you swing your weapon. Maybe this is actually for all the killers, in which case it is just a basic pallet break, but if that is the case, that's pretty cool. Blight's animation is actually a bit worse to his pallet break one, as he doesn't have that small variation of a one-armed hit and then a two-armed hit. In this, he just double swings the cane. I think I like this a little less as a result, still better than the kicks though, and is quite fitting for Blight I suppose too. Trickster's wall break has him double slam the wall with his bat. This one could maybe be improved if he did some kind of spin before, and then a huge slam to completely level the wall. I think this one is kinda boring for a killer who typically has a lot of visual flair. Let's now look at the average animations. Huntress's has her double swing her broadaxe. One thing I will say about this is that I love how she actually uses the axe. When she breaks pallets, she doesn't use it, and it's the most annoying thing ever. Yep, this one is super simple though, but at least she actually uses her axe in this. I was genuinely so happy when I first saw this. Demogorgon's is pretty similar to its normal break animation for pallets, except there's a better perspective I think for seeing both of its claws slam into the wall. There's more of a 1-2 swing and it feels less awkward. Nothing particularly special though. Deathslinger's animation is the same as his pallet break. I like this one honestly, as it makes a lot of sense for him to not use his legs, because, you know, his is all messed up and needs a brace. Getting more use out of the rifle itself is also really cool. It makes it more of an adaptable weapon that can shoot chains, have a close quarter bayonet, and then also break stuff with the butt of the weapon. Plague's break has her double swing her sensor. This one also has the little detail of her sensor having sparks fly off of it as you swing it against the wall. It's pretty basic otherwise, but that's a cool little detail. Now let's look at the pretty cool animations. Twins also have the same animation as their pallet break. This one I've always really liked, as Charlotte digs the sickle into the wall, hooking it in, and then pulls back and has it collapse. I think this one is cool and it's a good use of her weapon. Hillbilly's, in a similar way to Huntress, is nice because he actually uses his hammer, although really the chainsaw would be the better option, but hey. This is a simple double swing and is definitely better, especially as his pallet break is just a double kick. Oni and Nemesis both have slightly cooler and adjusted animations, where they just straight up use their fists, punching the wall to break it. Oni takes 2 punches and Nemesis takes just a single mega punch. This is the kind of cool stuff they should be doing with these animations. This is also a very simple alteration, but these animations are very character fitting and also just different from their pallet breaks, which is just so nice to be honest. Out of the two, I would say Nemesis is a bit higher. I think I just like the mega punch a bit more. Moving finally on to the really cool animations. animations. Freddy's animation is a really cool one where he scratches down the door and then does a palm slam in the direct center to break it. You get this really cool screech sound with this one that is horrible and piercing, but it's great and character fitting. Yeah, this one is just awesome for Freddy as a character and uses the weapon itself in an interesting way. Huge improvement over his boring pallet kick animation. Nurse's wall break is so good. Oh my, I love it. This one is so cool looking. She raises her hand up and just does this cool telekinetic palm slam that lets out a shockwave and shatters the wall. This one is awesome. Nothing much to add, it looks great. Finally, we have Cenobite's animation, which is also a really cool one, and I think just about my favorite out of these wall break animations. For this one, he just has the chains cover the whole wall, where he then swipes his hand to the side to tear it down. Cenobite has some of the most interesting looking animations in the game. I just love the effect of all the hooks digging in and then tearing the wall apart. Also, his little hand flick to show how effortless the action is a really nice detail. It's a great looking effect. Alright, well that's gonna do it. I do hope you enjoyed, and be sure to drop your own list or favorite animation down below. Thanks, and goodbye.